here's why you play Brody, the lone star in the gold lane. First off, he has high burst potential thanks to his unique basic attack mechanic and ultimate, which lets him deal massive damage after stacking Abyss marks. Brody also provides strong laning pressure since his first skill allows him to poke and zone enemies effectively while keeping a safe distance. On top of that, Brody has great chase and escape thanks to his mobility from the second skill, which helps him reposition during fights or pursue low health enemies. However, Brody has a slow attack speed due to his wind-up animation, which can make him vulnerable in close combat. He's also very dependent on mark stacking, meaning he needs time and space to fully utilize his damage output. Lastly, he struggles against high mobility heroes that can dodge his skills or avoid letting him stack his marks. Brody's passive, Abyss Corrosion, allows his basic attacks to be casted when moving, although at the cost of attack speed. Each attack deals extra physical damage and increases his movement speed for a short time. Every hit also applies a stack of Abyss Mark, which increases his damage and movement speed further, stacking up to 4 times. This mechanic defines Brody's playstyle, slower but more powerful basic attacks that synergize well with his skills. Brody's first skill, Abyss Impact, releases a shockwave in a straight line, damaging and slowing enemies it hits. For each enemy the wave passes through, the damage, slow effect, and the number of Abyss marks applied increase. This skill is ideal for poking enemies from a safe distance and quickly building up Abyss marks stacks during fights. Brody's second skill, Corrosive Strike, dashes to a targeted enemy, dealing damage and briefly stunning them while applying a stack of Abyss mark. After hitting the enemy, he can dash again in the direction of the joystick while gaining a temporary movement speed boost. This ability is great for chasing down enemies, dodging skill shots, or repositioning mid-fight. Brody's ultimate, Torn Apart Memory, targets all nearby enemies and deals damage to each of them. If they have Abyss Mark, then marks are consumed to deal extra damage based on how many stacks they have and how much HP they've lost. This skill is Brody's finishing move, often used after stacking marks to burst down multiple enemies at once. A typical combo for Brody is to first cast the first skill and a few basic attacks to build up Abyss Mark stacks on the enemy, then use the ultimate to unleash burst damage based on those stacks, and if enemies try to escape or you're chasing a weakened target, use the second skill to close the gap and finish them off with more basic attacks. Moving on to builds, I usually build Tough Boots, Blade of the Heptaseas, Malefic Gun, Rose Gold Meteor, Sea Halberd, and finally Wind of Nature. These are the emblems that go along with this build. As for battle spells, the best burst spells for Brody in my opinion are Flicker, Purify of Sprint. Flicker for better repositioning, Purify if you're against heavy CC, and Sprint to kite or escape high mobility chasers. Brody performs well against heroes who lack mobility or early game durability such as Aima and Yin. His range poke and burst damage make it hard for them to survive lane trades. However, he struggles against heroes like Marchis and Wan who can dash around him and prevent him from stacking Abyss Marks effectively. Brody is most effective when paired with allies who have area control or lockdown skills such as High Loss and Mincetar, giving him time and space to maximize his damage safely. You should start with the first skill level 1 for early poke and mark stacking, then max the first skill first to improve your harass potential, followed by the second skill next. Upgrade the ultimate whenever available to ensure you have access to your main burst tool. Brody plays very differently from most marksmen. He relies on timing, positioning, and mark stacking instead of rapid basic attacks. Always look to poke from a distance with your first skill and basic attack combo before fully committing. The damage potential heavily depends on how many Abyss marks you can apply, so avoid rushing into fights without preparation. Try not to use your ultimate too early, wait until the enemy has enough marks to maximize its damage. In team fights, stay in the backline and use your mobility wisely. Your second skill can either secure a kill or get you out of danger depending on how you use it. Since your attack animation has a delay, avoid standing still in front of assassins or fighters who can burst you down quickly. Finally, always watch enemy cooldowns. If you know mobility skills are down, that's your moment to strike.